fourth official international. There's Clive Norling, the 39-year-old from Neath, refereeing today in his 30th international, his 18th full international. And we're almost set to go here in this fourth official test match between New Zealand and Argentina. It's a bit cool. Ground conditions not too bad as Grant Fox prepares to kick off.
So the All Blacks and the Pumas played a match in New Zealand in 1979. Here in 1989 they begin with New Zealand, and the first perhaps incident of the game is perhaps a late charge on Grant Fox, but he's up and running as Alejandro Skolny, the Pumas fullback, puts the ball out near the touch line. Earl Curtin.
Well, I thought that it was a rather poor kick from Johnny Schuster across. It allowed the fullback plenty of time to pick it up, Skolny, and fire it away back.
So looking at some of the faces, Diego Cash in the front, the man with the headband, and is Serafin Dengra, the prop forward. Behind him is Buabsi, Pablo Buabsi, and he'll be jumping against Gary Wetton. Sean Fitzpatrick to throw. Conditions are dry, a little soft on the ground. Michael Jones threw on the loose ball, that's halfway. Referee Norling playing advantage. Richard Lowe carrying on. Shelford digging deep with his hands. And it's a New Zealand put in just in Pumas territory. So we're going to set ourselves now for the first scrum of the match, and this is the one aspect of play where people are saying that the Pumas might be able to match or even better than the All Blacks, so let's watch closely. They have a powerful reputation for a scrum technique called bajadita, where they get very low and push in towards the centre of the scrum, forming tremendous power. Everybody gets back and pushes. Let's watch. Two good scrums, good play by Shelford, getting it away to Deans. Shelford wrapped up by Pablo Dinizio, number 6. And the touch judge on the near side is the possible replacement referee, Sandy McNeil. That's Buabsi in the front. Behind him is Marcelo Valasani, and the guy leaning down is Luis Molina, the only Tucumán player in the team today. Well, Murray Pierce got up high. The referee, I think, regarded it as not straight. But no, it's an advantage to New Zealand. Fitzpatrick away. Gary Wetton, 22, coming up. Driving in hard. The All Blacks mean business. And there is a penalty against Gustavo Milano and Marcelo Valasani. And an early kicking chance for New Zealand's scoring machine, Grant Fox.
Well, it was pretty much a penalty. I mean, they deliberately locked it in, so it was basically getting back to the professional foul. But good driving, All Blacks getting in there quickly again and driving forward. Perhaps falling over, and then it got a wee bit messy. And here you see he's actually locking the ball in there so it cannot come back to the All Blacks.
Very powerful start by the All Black forward pack there. Good controlled driving, good run from Sean Fitzpatrick, well supported by Gary Wetton, and Grant Fox lining up this kick.
Three and a half minutes gone in the game, and Fox chips the All Blacks into the early lead, as he's done so often, 3-0. So the big Carisbrook crowd, over 20,000, between 20 and 25,000, satisfied, I think, at the sound beginning made by the All Blacks in fiery form as they charged down. They're taking on the Pumas physically, and the early effort was rewarded. If you play in the opposition's half, chances are you're going to get the first penalty and kick for goal, and that's exactly what happened, and Fox turned it into points. So it's New Zealand 3 and Argentina 0. The kick out is Rafael Madero.
Madero. Waiting for it is Grant Fox, who's just kicked the penalty that put New Zealand in the lead here by 3-0. And that's a good strong punt from Grant Fox, driving the Argentinians back towards halfway. Now 248 test points for this man as we go to the line-out, which is 5 metres on the All Black side of halfway. Diago Cash. Murray Pearce had a good line-out win early on. They're looking for Milano towards the back. Coming in and picking up it is the captain, Lafreda, right on halfway. Richard Lowe was the first All Black there, and he wrenched it away nicely. Here's Jones, out to Schuster. The All Blacks getting across towards centre field. 10-metre line in Argentinian territory. This is good driving play. Now can they free it to Deans? There it is now, Fox. But Terry Wright to chase onto. Good play, though, by the right wing three-quarter, Diego Cuesta Silva. Vastly experienced man. He's on the left there, Cuesta Silva. Sometimes a centre three-quarter, but the All Blacks have really started well here in the game. They lead by 3-0. Sean Fitzpatrick, 17 metres short of the line. Alan Wetton went high, but the Pumas took it in. Milano it was, and nicely cleared by Daniel Bayetti. Good line-out win by the vastly experienced number 8 forward, Gustavo Milano.
Well, I'm quite surprised that he won that ball so easily toward the back. I thought that Wetton would give Milano a lot more stick than that.
Number 6 at the back of the line out there is Pablo Dionisio in his first test match. The All Blacks have another line-out win. Now Fox up to Schuster. Here's Kirwan getting in the early action. Got through a couple of tackles. Steve McDowell took it away. Here's Michael Jones. 10-metre line Argentinian territory. Deans coming down on the 22. Skolny took it in for Argentina. And this time it's the All Blacks who piled it over the top. You can see Clive Norling indicating that. As you saw before the match, Clive Norling is a great admirer of New Zealand rucking. He doesn't like to see players going to ground. Here's the little tactical kick from Bruce Deans. And Skolny was in the air when he took this, so he couldn't claim a fair catch. And Deans and Kirwan were there together. And they went to ground, and the All Blacks, as they assembled for the ruck, dived in over the top to stop the ball coming back. And I think Murray Pearce might have been the man. He was on the wrong side. There was someone else over the top, and the penalty is awarded. Hello, Curtin, your comments on the first 7 minutes of this game?
Well, it's been pretty. It's just sort of been pushing it up and down the field. But I do believe those New Zealand forwards rucked beautifully over there on the left before that last run. Richard Lowe, though, didn't bind in that last ruck and consequently fell over the top.
Leandro Skolny received an injury. He's okay, and so play now resumes. About 7 minutes gone in the game. New Zealand lead by 3 points to 0. The penalty goal kicked by Fox. Steve McDowell and Gary Wetton. Then Murray Pearce, who won a clean line-out on the first line-out of the day. Another line-out win taken in by McDowell. All Black forwards working well here. 8 metres on the Puma side of halfway. Good strong driving. Clive Norling just checking there that the Argentinian backs remain onside. There he is again indicating as the All Blacks carry on. 10 metres out from the 22. And Argentina went over the top. And yet another penalty. Clive Norling is very vigilant in that area. That was Pablo Boabsi who was penalised. The All Blacks, good sustained pressure here. And so another opportunity for Grant Fox.
It was noticeable in that last ruck how many of those Argentinians were standing off too. They don't really want to get involved in rucks. They're sort of waiting for the ball to be spun wide after it is cleared from the ruck or more.
Lovely conditions for rugby. Absolutely no wind at all. Good crowd here at Carisbrook. And the All Blacks asserting all the early pressure in the game. Looks good. That's 250 points in Test rugby for Grant Fox, and the All Blacks lead by 6 points to 0. So there we are, a marvellous record. Grant Fox going to 251 points, well and truly clear of any other New Zealander. And so far today, 2 penalty goals.
So this is Rafael Madero, who played in this match 10 years ago in 1979, along with today's captain Marcelo Lafreda. They marked Lockie Cameron and Gary Cunningham that day in the midfield in New Zealand. Little kick by Deans there. He accidentally kicked... This is Deans' little kick, and he accidentally hit the shoulder of Milano, and therefore the ball wasn't kicked. It was a sort of a thrown forward. But here's play in action again. This is Alejandro Skolny, and he's a good little chip up the touchline up towards halfway. This is Skolny, his 8th international today from the Alumni Club. His first 3 internationals were as a winger. He's back at fullback now. So you may have heard the players calling for 5 metres. A knock on, in fact, called by referee Norling. But the New Zealand players complained that it didn't go 5 metres. This is Pablo Denizio, number 6, also a player playing in his test debut. Only 3 caps across the second row there, you see, of the Pumas scrum. Very inexperienced at test level in the second row. Milano is off the scrum. Out to Fox, to Stanley. Straight out to Wright. Chipped ahead. Michael Jones. Crunched by a good tackle. Good play by Jones. He slipped it back after Mendy's excellent tackle, but ruled knock on by referee Norling.
It's interesting to see that they play Pablo Denizio on. They're playing left and right. They're not playing open and blindside flankers, the Argentinians. And yet, by the look of him in terms of stature, he's very much an open side flanker.
So the halfback is Daniel Bayetti, the 33-year-old, who's the halfback, one of the oldest surely playing in Test cricket. And the scrum, real heat in those scrums. But the Pumas are making their hook, even though they're under pressure on that occasion, and they've cleared to outside the 22.
It's noticeable that the All Black scrums are vastly superior up till now.
Referee Norling calling for a check on the gaps in the team. It's a Fitzpatrick throw. It's a good running position. Well, more points could be coming for the All Blacks. Another kickable chance. So that's the 3rd time Pablo Boabsa has been penalised, and referee Norling explaining, must stay on your feet. There he is, Boabsa at number 5, deep in there. Well, he's way down. There's no way he can get up, is there? But he must try and stay on his feet.
Well, no, I think he got knocked down. I thought that was rather harsh, but he has been guilty of indiscretions in the first 5 to 10 minutes.
This is his first international today, a 24-year-old, 6 feet 4 inches tall, Pablo Boabsa.
He's getting a lecture from Norling too. Yes, he obviously paid the penalty anyhow in stripes, I think. And they weren't the blue ones, but not necessarily white.
That's what happens if you get rocked by the All Blacks. ...15 minutes gone. That's in front of the post. Touchdown by Madero. Still 6-0 after a quarter of an hour in the test match in Dunedin. So this is Madero. Already been to New Zealand once this year. Oh, there was a chance for Miguel Bertranu. The missed kick from Madero. He could have broken free. Now the All Blacks have got this one. McDowell got punched by Balasani after there was a bit of an altercation between McDowell and someone else. So let's see what happens when the rugby starts. Fox, Stanley, Gallaher got crunched. Schuster, tackled by Tunes. He's a very good and solid defender, is Fabian Tunes. Fox, Wright. Strong, close marking. That was Skolny, the fullback, up in there.
John Gallaher, just out of your picture too. Oh, he's coming into it now. He really felt a big crunching tackle there. They really took him. And he'll feel very sore on the back for a few days too after tonight.
So Bayetti, pretty tall for a halfback, gets it back to Madero, and it's safety first again for the Pumas. They've played the whole of the first part of the game in their own territory, except for the kickoffs. And with Madero's kick, they're still in their own territory, very close to the halfway line as we come to the 16th minute, and New Zealand leading by those 2 Fox penalty goals.
It's Argentina's ball to this line-out. That kick was partially charged by Bruce Deans, and so Argentina have the throw to the line-out right on halfway. Milano again got high, so also did Bertranu. All Blacks, though, have it on their side. All Black forwards working well so far in the first 16 minutes of the game. Here's Fox with a kick. Cuesta Silva calling for it. Terry Wright is there. Cuesta Silva did well. Had to wait for his forwards to arrive. And again. Now what's happened here?
Yes, Grant, I saw the referee tag him, marked him, and there was a player offside at the ruck when the ball came back into the New Zealand side. You see, it came out there, and just a bit before that, Clive Norling was clearly, you see him there, marking the player who was offside. I think it was Denisio. And, well, he's gone back a bit forward of the mark and made the penalty at the 10-metre mark. So perhaps to be perfect, you would have gone him 2 or 3 paces back behind that.
He's been excellent though. I mean, he is a flamboyant referee, but he's grand in the way he keeps telling players too, not to transgress the law or the rules with his hands and his voice. Now I think it's an excellent way, rather than just waiting for them to go offside and then pinging them. I think it helps the game. He's trying to get it flowing, and I think he is going to allow it to flow, and all credit to him for that.
Yes, Laurie Mains, the Otago coach, had some very nice things to say about Clive Norling's performance in a match in Oamaru the other day when he refereed Otago against the Hannon Shield districts, and he said that Clive Norling did a marvellous job. This is Grant Fox's 4th penalty attempt of the day. He's landed 2 so far. Fox didn't like it. He put his head down, which usually indicated it's no goal. And so 2 out of 4 from Grant Fox so far. And the All Blacks lead by 6 points to 0. 18 minutes gone in the first half. Rafael Madero to start from the 22-metre line. Once again, not a very good kick, and it goes straight to Gary Wetton. Didn't give the Argentinian forwards a chance to get there. There it is for Deans, handing it up to Fitzpatrick. 10 metres out from the 22. Once again, the referee checking to see that Argentina are onside, you'll see. Here's Schuster into the gap. Michael Jones is right there with him. The All Black forwards are gathering quickly. 10 metres out from the 22. And it's coming on the Argentinian side. No, it's not. It's come on the All Black side. Here's a chase. Gallaher chasing onto it. Now, if he can control this, he'll get a try. And yes, John Gallaher. Well, a great little kick from Bruce Deans, and John Gallaher, all he had to do was control it. He did that, and the All Blacks have their first try.
John Kirwan was taken out of the movement. He stopped and took a swing at the man that took him out. We may not see that, but the Argentinians, Grant, they had the ball on their side before it came to New Zealand.
Yes, exactly, and someone stepped over the top of it, and Bruce Deans put a clever little kick here. There was no one home in the Argentinian defence. Have a look at Kirwan. There he is, trying to get past his man. And just in a moment you'll see Gallaher appear, and he's really got plenty of time here. And from a man who started playing soccer as a youngster, it was no problem to just tow it on and score the try.
Out to Deans, a clever little kick through, end on end. We missed John Kirwan. He actually stopped, went back and took a big haymaker at his opposite number, who held him back. Meanwhile, John Gallaher was doing the good work for 4 points.
Yes, that was a very easy try. It was unfortunate for the Argentinians in the ruck. They had it there, and then one of their big gangling locks came in and kicked the ball back and through to the New Zealand side. It's always a pain in the neck.
Oops. No goal from Grant Fox. So his percentage is not great today. That was a more difficult one. But the All Blacks already starting to assert some authority in this match. Let's have another look at the try. It was a little kick through from Bruce Deans. And there was no one here in the Argentinian defence coming across. And John Gallaher, with all the pace that he has, simply towed it ahead and scored the try.
So it's 10 points to 0. Fox has the ball again. And it's out just up near halfway. Well, I guess we're never alarmed if Grant Fox misses a few, but that's 2 out of 5 today. So that's only a 40% average for Fox, which is something that we don't usually see from him. Now let's have a look at the lineouts. They've been won by the New Zealand team at a ratio 5-1 at the moment. Diego Cush to throw. Up goes Balasani. This is the one the Pumas have got. Out to Madero, to Lafredo, going about half speed. Fabian Ternes chipping through behind Gallaher. And that's the first time the Pumas backs have operated the ball through the chain. It looked a bit Labourdale curtain.
Yes, they didn't look as if they were running on with much pace, but I mean, if they were inevitably going to kick it to put it down on their 25, they probably weren't worried about the pace anyhow.
So that was a line-out win for the Pumas. Here's Alex Wally. You'd never know if he was pleased or not, the way he regards every game. Well, isn't that interesting? Stay in the line, says the referee. Milano. Dengra, that's 2 lineouts in a row. Serapin, Dengra. Bayetti. Madero. And Lafreda's lost it forward. Joe Stanley's got it. They're in defence now, New Zealand, up by 10-0. The All Blacks are going to drive away here. Deans is going to get it. A little push ahead by Deans, an attacking kick from back there. Kirwan made the catch. Wrapped up by Mendy, his opposite number. So Daniel Bayetti, the Pumas have had a wee bit of ball to play with in the last few minutes. That's Bertranu. That's a good move, Bayetti. Bertranu, Pablo Denizio. He fired his pass. Pearce intercepted, caught by Bertranu. And a good little patch for the Pumas here, down by 10-0. And a big thump by Fox has taken all the problems. So a good kick under pressure by Grant Fox. An awful lot of Pumas players were offside there, and the referee was playing advantage in allowing that kick to go through. So there's Dengra. That was a good run from that set move by Dengra. Behind him is Buapse. The guy bending over is Luis Molina. Then Balasani. Alan Wetton going high. A bit of a swish there from Gustavo Milano, number 8. So this is Molina. Away to Bayetti. Dengra's claimed it. What a spectacular and marvellous build he's got, Bayetti. And the Pumas are having a good phase in the last 4 or 5 minutes. Without really seriously testing the All Blacks, they've put it together a wee bit. And Gallaher this time sends them back with an excellent clearance kick.
The Pumas, I thought, had a great show to score there, but they're not quite as athletic as New Zealanders. And when they tried to go back and scrabbling, they were scrabbling for the ball on the ground, basically, and couldn't pick it up. And I think that is going to be their problem. They are not as agile as the All Blacks.
You can see television frontman Peter Williams getting a great view just over the touchline. And this ball is out on the back line. Now it's a free kick from the line-out. Technical offence at the line-out, a chance for the Pumas. Something about the gap between the players in the line-out, and Terry Wright now having his turn at a big kick along the touchline. Cash throwing it deep this time to Milano, who's a good leaper. Oh, that's not good ball skills. Michael Jones, Shelford, good tackle again. My word, they can tackle. But look at this, wave upon wave of black coming through. Well, the New Zealanders lay down on the ball that time. It's cleared, though, through Fox. Schuster, players up flat. Chance for Kirwan. Christian Mendy is his man. Skolny, Gallaher. That's the goal line there. It's coming for Deans. Chipped away into the backs. Schuster, Terry Wright. Oh, a head-high tackled right on the line. And it's a penalty try. Referee Norling has awarded a penalty try. A serious charge on Terry Wright. And I think it's a penalty try. I'm pretty sure it is. He stood between the goalposts, but look at Terry Wright. He was hit with a dangerous head-high tackle here. Buffed by De Cuesta Silva. Down goes Wright. And the referee has awarded a penalty try. And that is a good decision.
Yes, he's actually telling him now that he decided that he would have scored if he hadn't been taken on the head-high tackle. And I think inevitably he would have. But I thought that Wright would have gone at and off anyhow. I mean, I expect him to go off and round Cuesta Silva because he had so much room to move to the corner flag. Here it is, Gallaher setting up John Kirwan. And he cuts back inside to keep himself free. And then wham, and he goes. Then Johnny Gallaher gets close. And the ironic thing is, watch here, because a boot from the Argentinians suddenly now spews the thing out, and he couldn't have given a better pass to the midfield back, so he had tried almost. And here is this ginormous overlap. But Wright decides to come back inside there. I think I'd have been running for the corner flag myself, particularly having as much gas.
Here it is again. It was Turnes and Cuesta Silva. Cuesta Silva had the real head high on him, and the penalty try awarded.
So play restarts. The All Blacks have scored 2 tries now. 16 points to 0. They lead. And here's a penalty to Argentina. Offside against the All Blacks. Try scored by John Gallaher, and then a penalty try. And the All Blacks pretty much dominant in the game, apart from a period of 2 or 3 minutes that Argentina did attack. Here is their goal kicker, Daniel Bayetti, 33-year-old from Rosario. And you'll notice here he's not a man who takes a big run up. He only goes back 3 or 4 paces. It's a fairly long kick of about 43, 44 metres. There we are, about 3 paces. Just away to the right. Never really hit it properly, and it was going end over end, and it's no goal. That was Argentina's first opportunity to score points in the game. The All Blacks still ahead by 16 points to 0, about 12 minutes out from half-time.
4 penalties to 2 in favour of New Zealand so far.
Here's Fox from the 22. Now, Denisio can't charge over the line. The ball has got to go over the 22, and it can't be prevented from doing that. And Denisio coming forward. So Clive Norling says to stay back behind the line. This time Fox gets it away cleanly. Taken in by the blue and white forwards. Coming rather slowly here to Bayetti. It's being held up in the maul by the Argentinian forwards. Denisio there trying desperately to work it out. So is number 7, Miguel Bertanu. And yet another penalty. The All Blacks penalised this time for digging in with the hands. Once the ball's on the ground, you can't use the hands. That's exactly what they did do.
Richard Lowe was in giving it a helping hand, so to speak, yes. He's had a couple of goes at it, and he was obviously going to get pinged at some stage in the game.
Baeti now across on the other side of the field. Oh, he's hit the post the second time in the match. Here's Gary Witten going for a bit of a run. Oh, it's loose. Still loose. And it'll be a 5-metre scrum. Well, Gary Witten, obviously not aware that the Argentinians were closing in so quickly, went for a bit of a gallop and almost cost the All Blacks a try here. Ball bouncing off the post, back live now. And this 5-metre scrum, now the Argentinians have come here with the reputation of having a very good scrum. The All Blacks have certainly held them out so far, but here's a chance with Baeti to feed. Now they're calling for the big shove, taken off the back by Milano. Ball still there. Now Baeti up to Madero, Lafreda, Cuesta Silva crashing in. Good tackling by the All Blacks. Ball loose now. Here's Skolny. Got out of a couple of tackles. And the referee now going back to a earlier infringement. And a knock on about 2 or 3 metres out from the line and right in centre field. So pressure coming on the All Black scrum here as Baeti. Richard Lowe against Seraphin Dengra. Good shove from the All Blacks now. Milano, 5 metres short of the line. Ball turned over by Alan Witten, taken away by Jones, and penalty. Obstruction against the All Blacks. The referee said pulling him back, and so obviously there was some sort of form of obstruction. Let's see if we can spy this one. I think it was off the ball. Milano went for a bit of a run, and the Argentinians were able to turn it over here. Jones threw it around to Richard Lowe, and Seraphin Dengra had a go there. You could see that. And so Lowe was the man penalised. Third time in about 3 minutes for Daniel Baeti. And Argentina are finally on the board with a penalty goal kicked by Daniel Baeti after 31 minutes. And the All Blacks lead by 16 points to 3. Well, they probably deserve that, Earl Curtin. They've been hammering away.
Yes, I think they did deserve it. And here's a bit of a go with Richard Lowe again. I think he's a wee bit irritable too, because I don't think that leg looks really right. He's looked short all day. He's well bandaged on his left knee.
16 points to 3. The penalties are 4 each. I wonder if the Pumas feel a little more satisfied with referee Norling. He gave away the penalty try at the other end. It reminded me of the penalty try he gave away against the Pumas at the Sydney Cricket Ground a few years ago, when he gave them a penalty try against the Pumas about 40 yards out, I remember, 40 metres out. Grant Fox kicks out. It's 16 points to 3, and the Pumas have had a good 10 minutes now. But here's the New Zealand team in action again. This is the tactics that beat the French. Skolny waits. Oh, we let it go! Jones under the posts. Michael Jones gets the try. Skolny under the high ball. The fullback didn't want to know. This is the tactics that beat the French, and it's worked again. Look at this kick from Fox. Now, I can't blame you. Can't blame Skolny. He's a rugby player, but look at the speed the black shirts are approaching. There's a bit of obstruction went in. Jones got the bounce and in with a dive under the posts. Fox adds the conversion, and 16-3 suddenly becomes 22-3 as the All Blacks get their third try by Michael Jones, 22 points to 3.
That was very unfortunate. I don't think that, if you watch this again, I think it was indecision between the two. Two guys called. Both Cuesta Silva called, and obviously Skolny the fullback. And he came across the front of Skolny there, you see it, and he lost sight of it. It was discipline, I think, more than anything else that lost it.
So play underway again. The All Blacks have now scored 3 tries. 34 minutes gone. Here's Dengra, who's had a good game so far. 22 points to 3. The All Blacks lead. Madeiro now. This is Grant Fox tactics. Gallaher waits. He's more sure under the high ball than his opposite number, Skolny. It's on the Argentinian side. They're just 6 or 7 metres short here of the All Black line. Here's Bayetti. Just a couple of metres short now. And Argentina coming back very strongly from that setback. The try under the post scored by Michael Jones.
Just harking back to that kick, Earl. Surely the man facing the ball who calls must take the catch.
Well, I think that the fullback always has precedence over any other player. That's his area. He should have caught it, and the Cuesta Silva should have got out of it.
Bayetti feeds the attacking scrum. Milano to take it off. He does that. Dionisio getting close. Argentina just a metre short of the All Black line. And once again, the whistle is blown. There's quite good combination there between the loose forwards. Milano's done well picking the ball up, and he's had good support from both Dionisio and Bertranu. The All Blacks backing right onto their own goal line here. All Black scrum goes down, and so the referee once again is obliged to blow the whistle. About 5 minutes left in the first half, and the All Blacks ahead by 22 points to 3. Coming rather slowly now. Here comes the big shove. Milano holding it, still controlling it, and it's swiveled off the mark. It's moved through 90 degrees, and that means that the ball has to be put in again, with an indication there that the Puma pack is very strong at scrum time. This time the All Blacks shove. Once again it screws, and this could go on all day. We saw the collapse scrums in the test match at Eden Park, which became a bit of a pain. This time the scrums are screwing off the mark. So that's how far the Pumas have to go, just a couple of metres. Here we go again. Now they've got to try and keep the scrum straight here. All Blacks holding up well though, really having to dig it in. Now Milano can't much get through the blind side, and play is confined pretty much to one area at the moment, Ilkert.
Yes, it is. And of course the Pumas enjoy this. They want to stay here, and they want to try and just wait for perhaps the timing to slip with the All Blacks, and they want to slip therefore over the line.
So Bayetti tries again. Ball trapped in the second row. Bayetti adding his weight. Now they start to move, but the All Blacks scrum collapsed, and that's a penalty. The All Blacks were just starting to get shoved a little, and they went down under pressure, and that is a penalty. The Argentinians thinking closely here about tapping and having a go at the line.
Well, there's that leg of Richard Lowe's. It's the same. It's that, I think he's been sore right through in it.
Now this is interesting. Looks like Argentina have decided at penalty time to take the scrum again. They reckon they've got the All Blacks beaten in this area, so they're going to have another go. And with Richard Lowe a little injured, but oh, it didn't work, did it? Here's Milano. Second phase ball coming back. Madeiro up to Lafreda. All Blacks diving down on the loose ball. No, here it comes again for Argentina. Bayetti. This one will land in the in-goal area. Cuesta Silva is up, diving down, and All Blacks there first. Drop out from the 22. Quickly taken by John Gallaher. And across the touchline from the boots of Rafael Madero. And the All Blacks have survived that onslaught and still lead by 22 points to 3.
There's Ron Williams, who may come into the game if that injury with Richard Lowe persists. The big North Harbour prop forward, who's been on sort of standby. And there's Brano Bodega putting the 2 fingers up behind his head. It's because the big screen is here today. Brano Bodega is one of the players who has played on this ground in a test match. He played here in that game against Australia in 1986. Time gone, 38 minutes, nearly 39 in the first half. New Zealand leading by 22 points to 3. 3 tries to 0, including the penalty try. There's Alan Wetton coming down to the back there. He's having his 20th test match today, so moving into the among the very highest capped New Zealanders. Wayne Shelford, 16th international for him today. Diego Cash to throw, short to the front, taken in there by Balasani. You know, he's a lovely man, this Norling. When he hears from the opposition what they want, he always says thank you very much.
He keeps on talking about the gap.
Yeah, the gap. Right on half-time, Deans away to Fox. Schuster left out. The double skip, Kirwan. That's Gallaher. The little Campese. Skolny has him. Schuster trying to run off him. Double skip, Kirwan left out. This man on the wing. Tried a little Campese to get around his man, but the Pumas defence held.
It was a good move, though. They were concentrating the pressure on John Kirwan, and they did polarise their defence onto Kirwan, and it left Gallaher free on the outside.
Clean lineouts are being shared, actually. That one didn't look like it went 5 metres. So it's been a good first 40 minutes for New Zealand. They're on top. They're not exactly dominating, as the score would suggest. The Pumas have had a good second 20 minutes. Sean Fitzpatrick throws to the jump by Alan Wetton. Michael Jones taps it back. Good work again by Alan Wetton. Off the floor by Deans. He's passing better today, isn't he? 12 is Schuster. Here's Fox. Here's Kirwan. Kirwan is well marked. Fitzpatrick going quite slowly into the setup. So scrum on the 22-metre mark.
It's very nice. He's telling them not to fight. Follow the ball, he's saying. Go for the ball. The ball's over here.
Didn't know he was from Cornwall.
Almost there.
All Black backs again. Oh, the little flop pass didn't quite make the loop for Schuster. Where is the ball on this pile-up of arms and legs? Richard Lowe toes it back to Deans, to Kirwan. Space for Kirwan. He beats 2 tacklers. Gets caught by the 3rd. Deans again finding Gallaher. They're running towards a Pumas player on the ground. There's the big lateral pass, American football style. Referee Norling calls it as a forward pass, which is sad for Grant Fox, because he was going to scoot away for his first try in Test rugby, but it never quite happened. Interesting tactic there from Gallaher. Tried the big American pass across field.
Hold on.
Here it is. What's this again? Didn't quite throw it as he would have liked, but an interesting enough attempt. And Fox there getting a pass from Wright to get away.
Yes, at least
right on half-time.
At least it was a positive decision, wasn't it? He was dead keen to get it wide.
All right, boys, get on with it.
Look at the steam. Steam's not coming off the New Zealand players, it's coming off the Pumas. Back to Rafael Madero. Kirwan under the ball. 60 metres out, Kirwan. Been marked well by Mendy. Alan Wetton. My word, the Pumas defence is pretty solid. Kirwan gets taken out by Buapsi. Fox. Stanley cleared quickly to Wright. we're going to see some flashy rugby in the second half if the All Blacks continue this attitude. The players go onto the ground. Referee Norling pings them for penalties. And it's going to be the high ball, I think. Well, the Pumas didn't seem to retire 10 metres that time. High towards the touchline. Cuesta Silva gets up for it. And that's more slack play as half-time rings. And at the end of the first 40 minutes, New Zealand in Dunedin lead the Pumas by 22 points to 3.
Welcome back to Carisbrook for the second half of this first international between New Zealand and Argentina. The All Blacks ahead at half-time by 22 points to 3. And we're almost set to go now in the second half of this match. And the restart from Fabian Turnes down towards John Schuster, but the All Blacks second 5-8 lets it go. And now Grant Fox, no doubt, will force the ball for a restart at the 22. Well, Earl Curtin, 22 points to 3. The All Blacks worth that lead in the first half?
No, I thought that it was mainly the indiscipline of the Pumas that have given them almost, I'd say, 15 points.
The restart from the 22. The All Blacks in the first half scored 3 tries. One was a penalty try. John Gallaher and Michael Jones scored the others. Here's Buck Shelford. Haven't seen much of him so far in the match. Set it up nicely for the All Black forwards now. Carried on by Richard Lowe, number 3. Looked to be in a bit of trouble with his leg late in the first half. Now here's Fox. Little variation from Grant Fox. Diving in nicely and controlling it was Bertranu. Miguel Bertranu, and the All Blacks piled in over the top. And Clive Norling has really pinged both sides for this diving in over the top.
Yes, and so he should. I think it's one of the biggest curses in modern rugby, not being bound and diving in singularly to try and kill or stop the ball being played. Because if you're going to have fluidity, you certainly need the ball being freed quickly. And when guys go down on the floor, like Norling is telling them all the time, stay up, stay up. He's saying to them, I think it's a grand call.
Michael Jones was the man penalised there, number 7, and his opposite number 7, Miguel Bertranu, has got a nasty little gash in his head there as the All Blacks are piled in looking for the ball. In fact, it is Bertranu rather than Dionisio. The Pumas ran onto the field with different numbers to that which we were given earlier, but this in fact is Miguel Bertranu, the 22-year-old, and just his second international.
Yeah, 4 of them, in fact, Grant, came on with the wrong numbers in the from the program. So there's an armchair program service being operated here. I think there is here as well. And so all of you have got the program at home. Check those numbers again, because 4 of them are different from the program in the Pumas pack. Actually, Buapsi hasn't got a number in the second half. Remember, he had his jersey torn and some rucking. So he's playing on a jersey in the second half without a number. So this is Miguel Bertranu. He played in the international a few weeks ago against Italy, in which 40,000 people turned up at the Vélez Sarsfield Stadium in Buenos Aires, and very disappointed, so disappointed with the Pumas play when they only won by 21-16 that they were booed off the field. And there's been criticism of the All Blacks when they won, Earl, but we've never booed them off the field, I don't think.
No, we're far too patriotic for that.
Right. St John's ambulance man there, Milton Floyd from the Bay of Plenty Rugby Union, who's the baggage man and assistant on the field. That's him in the blue tracksuit there. And Bertranu now easily distinguishable with the bandage around his head. Having a good debut, Miguel Bertranu. And it's a shot at goal from Fabian Turnes.
He's hit it pretty well, Turnes. It's going to drop just short and taken by the All Black goal kicker Grant Fox. And that's not a great kick from Fox. Skolny now, just on the All Black side of halfway. Not such a good kick and chase. The All Blacks have control of it through number 6, Alan Wetton, just out from their own 22. Now Deans, back to Fox. And this time Grant Fox makes no mistake. So far today, 10 points from Grant Fox to take him now to 255 points in Test rugby, and his 16th international now, and he won behind Wayne Smith as the most capped first 5/8 in All Black history. Bit of pushing and shoving going on there, and it's against the All Blacks. This is a free kick rather than a penalty, so they can't kick directly goal. The Argentinians wanted to have a shot at goal there, but Clive Norling had to point out that it was only a free kick. So Madero plugging for the touchline, and Argentina now within 18 metres of the All Black line. 22 points to 3, the half-time score. Part of the big crowd here at Carisbrook this afternoon, upwards of 25,000. And they've done the city of Dunedin proud in their first Test match for 3 years. Sean Fitzpatrick to throw to this defensive line-out. Murray Pearce left up, got it at the second take. Have a look at Clive Norling here. He's forever being vigilant to make sure the opposition is not offside. Back it goes now to Fox. We really are seeing a very good refereeing display here, Earl Curtin.
Oh yes, it's excellent, because instead of picking all the time, I mean, some of these, the Argentinians, I think, are offside and damn near every move, and he's pulling them back and pushing them back and not picking them straight away. It's good refereeing.
That's the 22-metre line in All Black territory, so Argentina still attacking, looking for Milano down the back. He's done well too. Here's Dengra, couldn't quite control it. Lafreda pushed it on as well, and it was knocked on by the Argentinian side. Serafin Dengra, the long-haired, loose-haired prop forward, a man who tried his luck at Australian rugby. Not too successfully, though, but he's having a big game today. Here's Deans, the All Blacks attacking. Crunching tackle went in on John Gallaher. And one thing you must say about the Argentinians, they know how to tackle, and some of the tackling in centre field especially has been tough.
It sure has. That's the third time poor old John Gallagher's copped a beauty.
Let's have a look at this as John Gallaher came in. The All Blacks decided to attack from inside their 22. Now look at the tackle here, and it comes, I think, from, yes, it is Mendy, the left winger, and he thumped Gallaher. In the past, never got anywhere near John Kirwan, and that's about the third heavy knock, or as they say in the league game, big hit, that John Gallaher has taken in this afternoon's test.
It's slow to get up there. Helped up by the Pumas captain. 4 minutes gone in the second half. They're tough in the scrums today. McDowell against Molina on this side. Baeti's got it. It's held in the second row. Baeti swing it to the high kick from Rafael Madero. Well, Gallaher was under pressure a minute ago. Steps out of the way. Deflected on the Pumas side. Referee says play on. That's the goal line up in the top right corner.
Yes, it was open play. The All Blacks are grizzling about the fact that that Argentinian was offside. But in fairness, he wasn't, because the ball's never locked into a ruck or ball. It was just open play.
Hold on. There it is.
Dean's away to Fox. There's a slight problem in the front rows of this game that the referee feels that the All Blacks are not going down quick enough in the front row. He's asking them, the All Blacks are asking for where the mark is so they can get it right. The Pumas are forming up a bit quicker and going down quicker, and the All Blacks are left often with their heads up. That's what the referee is checking when he resets the scrums. Cash throwing way wide of the mark there. But see, the advantage is going against the Pumas, so they've gone back all the way to there. But now referee Norling is going to go back to up to where the line-out was. Checking with his touch judge on the far side, Sandy McNeil. Dean's nudging up the touchline. Mendy just covers it.
That's an excellent kick by Deans. It's a great place for halfbacks when their blindside wing has to come up and stand flat at scrums. There's a lovely little gap in behind always, if you can exploit it. He exploited that gap well.
Short from Cash. Michael Jones onto the loose ball again. Madero squares him down. Deans short to Richard Lowe, blocked again by a Puma defender. McDowell, Deans a short pass, Fox, Stanley through, Wright, Terry Wright. (26-3). Terry Wright in for his 8th try and test. He was denied one in the first half with a penalty try. Here it is along the back line. Schuster left out. Stanley got through, got going on the heavy service, and then out to the winger in for the try.
Well, the try here made by Joe Stanley as he gets through the tackle of Turness, throws a little dummy and just carries on and runs Terry Wright in for a lovely try for the All Blacks.
Referee Norling playing an advantage here right through this movement.
That was good football, very good football by New Zealand, and it's exactly what the crowd really have been looking for. Lovely gap, good fast ball.
Gone second half, 28-3. So 28-3, 4 tries now to the All Blacks. That's the first of the second half.
Turness to restart. Down to Fox, takes it on the run. Thinks about opening it up, gives it now to Schuster. The All Blacks could run it here. Schuster! Nearly to the 10-metre line. Refreshing play from the All Blacks. Having trouble getting it away, and once again, Argentina preventing the ball coming back in a legal manner.
It's the same man again, the man without the number. Buabsi.
Fox spotted that Cuesta Silva was standing up pretty flat. Wright bearing down quickly. Skolny. That's good play from Alejandro Skolny. So this line out is on the 10-metre line. Once again, Clive Norling insisting on the gap between the two lines. 28 points to 3, the All Blacks lead. Sean Fitzpatrick looking for Michael Jones, who won it well. Plenty of All Blacks there to gather the loose ball. Now Schuster held by Turness, but not taken to the ground. Time for the All Black forwards to get there. This is what the referee likes to see. Clive Norling likes to see the players on their feet. All Blacks controlling it. Now Deans. 10-metre line, Argentina territory. The All Blacks starting to call the tune now. Argentina started well in the second half for the first 5 minutes or so. But now the All Blacks, with that try scored by Terry Wright, very much back into it, just over 10 minutes gone. Grant Fox has scored 12 points today. Deans. Now Fox cooking up a move here perhaps, but once again Lafreda was up quickly. Here's John Gallaher taking a couple of big knocks today. Skolny waiting patiently for the bounce. Ball not out yet. Gary Wetton challenging for it. The All Blacks, a little bit of indecision there in the backs. They had to move on, it would seem, but Lafreda got up quickly thrown here. Milano wins it. Dengra can't control it. This is Luis Molina, the other prop forward. And play just getting a little skittery at the moment.
Yes, it has. It's just got a wee bit scrappy, but I can see with the attitude, it's a very positive attitude with the All Black backs. I think they're about ready to run and start to throw the ball around.
28 points to 3 they lead. Deans up to Shelford. Looking for Jones. Found Deans instead though. Here's Fox. Schuster running hard. John Schuster finds Kirwan. John Kirwan. And for the first time in 1989, John Kirwan gets a test try. That's test try number 23.
Well, there was some marvellous work in this try by all the players who've been under question. Deans, a nice little pass off. Look at Shelford bursting through the tackle. Then he got away his pass before he hit the deck. Good hands, Deans in it again. Fast hands out through the backs. And a good break by Schuster. And then the ball's right out to Kirwan. And he straightened up and zapped through for the try. Looking like the Kirwan of old and giving it a good flourish at the end.
Well, that's more like it from John Kirwan. The initial burst made by John Schuster, who went through a pretty weak tackle there, and then threw a lovely pass to Kirwan. Turness was caught on the wrong foot, and Kirwan, it was all systems go here. And John Kirwan, and I hope he had a little smile on his face, because he said before the game that he'd been accused of showing no emotion when he scored tries, but I bet he had a wee smile on his face that time.
Yes, there was a grand try. It was engineered really by the driving off the base of the scrum, and a good pass back from Shelford back to Bruce Deans, and then a lovely little shuffle from Shuffling Shoe, John Schuster at second 5, and a good pass, and Kirwan did the rest. I was just saying they're going to break out, and they certainly are.
No goal there for Fox. It's 32 points to 3, 5 tries. One of them was a penalty try, remember. Other tries to Gallaher, to Jones, to Wright and to Kirwan. New Zealand are leading Argentina by 32 points to 3, 13 minutes gone in the second half.
The drop kickoff from halfway, taken by Madero. Alan Witt, number 6, takes it into the maul for the All Blacks. Now Deans up to Fox, looking for the try scorer just a minute ago. Kirwan hit in a good tackle, but not taken down. The Argentinian tackling now starting to falter just a little. All Blacks still looking for the ruck ball to come to Deans. Now Fox. Nice little kick by Fox. Here comes Schuster through onto it. That's halfway. Jones hands it up. Here's Deans again. No. Whistle gone. All Blacks must have just nudged it forward a little. John Schuster rushing through on that little kick from Grant Fox. Had no way of avoiding the fullback Skolny as he came through. But now the All Blacks starting to play with some real zest. Let's have a look at this little kick here from Fox, Earl Curtin.
Yes, it was a lovely little chip, wasn't it? They're coming up fast, and he's got to make them turn around, and they are tackling well. But that was a real catapult. Johnny Schuster, I think, hit his head on his arm, and he's not too happy at all there. He's, in fact, quite groggy.
As we heard earlier, John Schuster, one of 9 All Black players, having their first test match on Carisbrook, which is hardly surprising, really, because the All Blacks haven't been here since 1986. But when you look at a player like Sean Fitzpatrick today in his 19th test match, this is the first on Carisbrook. John Schuster going back to position.
There's another injured player there away to the left, one of the Pumas.
Scrum right on halfway by Etty. Oh, spoiled for him by Deans. Bruce Deans having a good lively game round the base of the scrum today for the All Blacks. Pablo Dionisio took it in. It's coming on the Argentinian side. All Blacks tackling strongly. That's the 10-metre line. Fitzpatrick made the tackle that time. Argentinians going backwards at the rate of knots there, and the All Blacks have now the put into the scrum. Been going nearly 15 minutes in the second half. Deans on the 10-metre line. The steam rising from the two packs. Oh, look at the pressure in there. No one can strike. And it was the Argentinians who went down. Enormous pressure in there. Now the All Blacks are going to play a set move here. They've forgotten about the kicking for goal. The crowd loves it. Good on them. 10-metre line. Argentinian territory. Up to Fitzpatrick, and away goes Gary Wetton. Flicks it up to his brother Alan. Looked a bit forward to John Kirwan, and it was. Well, at least the All Blacks are trying moves today, and although that one didn't work, I'm sure there'll be plenty of time to try some more. 25 minutes still to go in the game, and the All Blacks are ahead by 32-3.
5 tries, 3 conversions, 2 penalties. 12 points for Fox. The All Black scrum has got that one. Spun around, the ball is out, so play goes on. That's Bayeti into Boapsi, but he lost the ball. Boapsi without the number and not looking very fit.
Get away! Get away!
So that's a penalty for the Pumas. No, that's not a good kick by Madero. Fox, they're opening it up. The attitude is, let's play ball from the All Blacks. Schuster, not perhaps quite ready. He's got good combination with Gallaher. Deans has had a better game today, no question about that. It's a player on the ground. It's Schuster, I think. Stanley. Kirwan. Oh, left Madero. Gallaher's in the game again. And Gallaher's going to race away. Glorious stuff, because it began so far back in New Zealand territory and began with a very positive attitude. This was just the second part of it, really. Stanley running wide, giving Kirwan the ball for a beautiful outside break, and then an inside cut to give Gallaher the free space to really run away for his second try today. Lovely try for the All Black fullback John Gallaher. Points for Fox. It's 38-3. Let's look at the last part again. A lovely inside chop. Well, that was the outside one, then the inside chop again from Kirwan. And look how he freed up the space. And away went John Gallaher, his second try today. Sprinting around and then easing down. And a bit like Terry Wright in the Auckland match, he could just jogged in the last few metres. So it's 6 tries now and 38 points to 3. The All Blacks really running away with it now against the Pumas.
Madero with the restart. John Schuster a little bit slow back into position after that last move. He took another heavy knock. Here's Madero with the ball again. Not such a good kick, this one. Coming down about 10 metres out from the 22. Taken in by Cuesta Silva, number 14. And once again the ruck or the maul falls to the ground. So John Gallaher has scored 2 tries. Michael Jones, John Kirwan and Terry Wright, and a penalty try to make up 6 tries scored by the All Blacks this afternoon. Argentina have just managed 1 penalty goal by Bayeti. This is towards centre field. Up it goes now. Dean's out to Wright. Terry Wright with plenty of room to move here. Wright against Madero. Jones quickly there. Makes the tackle. Right on the Argentinian line. And it'll be a scrum. But the pace of Terry Wright and Michael Jones chiming in. And it's all proving a bit much for the tourists now. And the All Blacks starting to run right.
Yes, it's the pace of the game. They've quickened up the pace, the All Blacks, and they're stretching them wide. And it's obviously the end.
19 minutes gone in the second half. 38 points to 3. Here goes Buck Shelford. And no, he couldn't get it down. Well, Shelford was almost there, but he gets another chance here. All Blacks have split the backs. They've put 3 on one side, 3 on the other. Great attacking position here. Now Deans up to Stanley. Here's Gallaher, try for John Kirwan. Simple move, and Kirwan gets his second. Well, it's been worked many times before that move, but it's got to be done to perfection, and it certainly was here as Stanley held it up. Gallaher took it. He drew in the man, the left wing three-quarter Mendy, and it was a simple stroll to the line for John Kirwan.
Yes, it's out here again. Lovely quick hands. You watch Gallaher here just flick it away. Wee bit low, but very quick hands, knowing the pressure was on him. Good football again.
Well, in the 1985 series against Argentina, Kirwan scored 2 tries in each of the tests. And back he goes. This close-up comes up on the big screen, so the applause breaks out. Big JK back in scoring action here in the 3rd test of 1989, taking his tally to up now to 24 tries in international rugby, which makes him the 3rd highest try scorer of any country in all rugby history.
Another 2 for Grant Fox, and now the All Blacks up to 44 points to 3, 16 points today for Grant Fox, and so he marches on to 261 test points, and the All Blacks really having it pretty easy from here on in. I think 22 minutes gone now in the second half.
Well, that total of points for Grant Fox moves him further up the all-time list too. He's just gone ahead of Paul McLean's total of 260 points, and he's now number 6 on the all-time points scoring list. That's led, incidentally, by a Puma, Hugo Porter, with 473. So Grant Fox got a wee way to go before he challenges him. Deans, Kirwan, Shelford, up to halfway. Deans again, Fox, Schuster, Gallaher, space for Wright, and he's going to bolt in. The All Blacks are running riot at Carisbrook in Dunedin. The wingers are getting the tries. There's Terry Wright in for the highest score New Zealand have ever made in a test against the Pumas. They beat them in the World Cup by 46-15. Now they're away to 48-3, and the likelihood is that in this last quarter of an hour there'll be a few more yet. Try number 2 today for Terry Wright.
There was one interesting feature on that. Mendy didn't look too slow either when he was chasing Wright. He looked very sharp. It's a shame they don't get the ball out more often to him, that is the Argentinians, to give him a crack. You watch him coming across now. He's in behind him and he really puts it on to get close to him. Good football again. Typical New Zealand stuff. Good fast break, clearing the ball. And Johnny Schuster missing a man out and setting someone free. Good stuff.
Seven goals so far for Fox. 48-3, no change. Grant Fox, 5 conversions and 2 penalties. 48-3, New Zealand really turning it on now for the crowd. The time gone in the second half is now approaching 25 minutes. And that's the scene at Carisbrook as New Zealand come out to this absolutely formidable lead now in the game.
It could be interesting now in these last 20 minutes. But Joe Stanley's just coming off there.
Bernie McCahill is on the field. We'll have a look at him in a moment as the ball is kicked off and immediately there's a penalty. There is Bernie McCahill, who's come on to replace Joe Stanley, the first replacement the All Blacks have required since the World Cup in 1987. Quite a remarkable record, really. And there's Bernie McCahill. So he gets a run the last 15 minutes, and he might just enjoy it too. as it's taken in by the All Blacks on the 10-metre line in their own territory. They're ahead by 48 points to 3. Now Deans up to Jones, familiar side of Michael Jones, running at the opposing first 5-8. The All Blacks have lost it. Furness to Cuesta Silva. Now Argentina forwards a bit slow to get there, you can see that. They're no doubt demoralised, as well as being a little bit tired.
Hey, captain, nobody else. Hold on. On both sides, boys. What? Feet. Okay? Hold it.
Referee Norling suggesting that only the captains speak. Bit of chit-chat.
Baeti to feed the scrum. The All Blacks, one would have to say, have probably put down the best scrum this afternoon. Argentina have had their moments, but when the big shoves have come, it's really been the All Blacks who have produced them. It's been tough in the front row, though. Argentina holding here, quickly out to Cuesta Silva, who's looked dangerous all day. He's had very few chances. Taken in by Gustavo Milano. Back now to Baeti. Now, where's he going? He's heading for the touchline. Skolny across to Madero. Finding Pablo Dionisio right on halfway. He's lost it. Now the All Blacks have a chance. McCahill touches it. Here goes Gallaher again. Look at the pace of John Gallaher. Still going. Oh, sensational. What a wonderful try for John Gallaher as the All Blacks crack 50. Well, Argentina lost this ball. Baeti took the wrong option, flicked it back in field, and it went to Dionisio. Now, he went into attack and lost it, and the All Blacks made a real meal of this one as McCahill got a hand on it. Now, Gallaher's got a bit of work to do here. He's chased and beats Lafredo easily, and he stands up. Cuesta Silva with a brilliant sidestep, and goodbye. 3 tries today for John Gallaher.
I wonder if he'll challenge the record that he and Kirwan have, along with one other, for the most tries by New Zealanders in a test match. Duncan McGregor also 4 tries. They both got, well, Gallaher's got 3 today. Remember, they both got 4 each against Fiji at the World Cup. And that's 3 today for Gallaher. What a marvellous performance. He took a couple of big hits, as Grant Nisbet called it. And Grant Fox here continuing to stack up. He'll be getting close to records too if he continues to land goals.
Points now today for Grant Fox, and the All Blacks 54-3, and Argentina still have about 12 or 13 minutes to endure.
Well, that was a lovely run by Gallaher. I mean, that's all you ever wish to see. Beautiful stepping, changing his pace, and tons of gas.
The kick out again. Down to Gary Wetton. Sorry, Alan Wetton. Advantage being applied. Steve McDowell having his turn. Jones, Wetton. McCahill couldn't quite get a hand to it. That's the 22. Set up by Wright, snaffled by Baeti. A fight has broken out with Buapsi.
Hold on.
So a bit of nastiness just creeping in there. So defensive penalty. There would have been a penalty against McDowell there, says referee Norling. And so now a chance for the Pumas to relieve the line. But my word, with McDowell and Jones and Wetton all running, it's a riot here today. Now from the back, Kirwan and Gallaher, the try scorers. Kirwan, Jones, Alan Wetton, Gallaher, change of direction. Just a bit hard there in the soft ground. And that's gone on the Pumas side. Richard Lowe going back there. Baeti away to Buapsi, who's been not very effective today. He's cost a lot of points and a lot of penalties for the team. This is Pablo Dionisio. But you see, they're running into a brick wall, aren't they? In tight.
Yes, it's just the pace of the game that's beating them. The ball is being moved now from side to side, and it's good football by the All Blacks, and they just can't hack the pace.
Deans. Referee has given a penalty to New Zealand, and that was for John Kirwan on the wing, being taken out of the game on the wing side. So a block on Kirwan on the right wing. He was taken out by his opposite number. And so New Zealand now, do they get a penalty there? I think they've taken the scrum as well. Fox. Schuster. Kirwan caught by Butrano. It's 15 metres out. Deans into Fitzpatrick. Inching closer. Down into the good setup. The Pumas players are pretty tired. Skolny breaking out. Knock on by Alejandro Skolny, the fullback.
Well, yes, they're just clawing on and hanging on for grim death here, the Argentines. Yes, Johnny Schuster looks as if he's going to go off. He's been in trouble for the last 10 minutes, and Johnny Schuster is. He's leaving the field.
So in the background, as Schuster leaves the field, the doctor will check him first. Dr. John Mayhew's there, and the player is on. Schuster off. And Frano Boddick is on into second 5/8. Well, the Pumas can only just scramble the ball out today. They're devoid of ideas a bit here.
Yes, they are. They've sort of got no athletic ability. And here's Frano Boddick. It'd be interesting to see him at second 5/8, because this is a position that a lot of people have said that he should play, while Foxy's doing all the goal kicking.
You know, the first time he's been in a test match since 1986 as well, in that series in France. When Fox was hurt, Boddick was the #1 through most of 86. Remember, he didn't play in the World Cup in 87. He's been reserved ever since. Hasn't ever been dropped out of the 21. Now it's a free kick to the Pumas. So Madero clears up towards halfway. Yes, he's been a very patient man, Frano Boddick. There he goes back to the second 5/8 position. Hasn't had a test match for nearly 3 years, but he's always been in the stand.
He has a tremendous amount of natural ability too.
Eight minutes to go in the game. 54 points to 3. 54 was the best score New Zealand got last year. Remember, against Wales, they got a 54-9 against Wales. They may be going to better that. The best score ever against the Pumas was the 61 that Auckland scored last Saturday. So the record books being checked here. 61-6. Auckland beat the Pumas last week. That was the record score against them. They had a 59-9 a few years ago in Brisbane from Queensland. Referee Norling apologising there for being in the way. And okay. Well, you can see which way the wind's blowing, because the slight breeze is taking the steam back on the Pumas side. Skolny nudging up the touchline, and that's out on the full. Well, one has to say that the Pumas have not offered a lot in the game so far today, except that good period about 20 minutes late in the first half. Second half, they've been played right out of the game. And this is pretty disappointing for the team that was hoping to be one of the world's leading powers, but they seem to have slipped away dramatically in the last 3 or 4 years. There's Joe Stanley. The report says that he's got a bit of a problem with ligaments in the knee, but not too serious. So 2 replacements on the field. Another one is allowed under the new international laws. 3 being permitted this year. That's halfway. Denisio breaks out. Dengra between his legs. This is Pablo Buapsi. Over the top, Bayetti. He dropped it but cleared it anyway to Madero. To Tunes. But their back play is well watched by the All Blacks. It lacks rhythm and speed in midfield, and now a penalty to the Pumas. 5 minutes of play left in the game. 9 tries, 6 conversions, 2 penalties. It's 54-3, and the All Blacks are running away with the first test here in Dunedin.
Tap kick taken by the Pumas. Good tackle put on his opposite number by Michael Jones. Batranu was the man with the ball, but the Pumas still have it. And that would have been accidentally offside, running straight back into his own forwards. Denisio it was, and now so the All Blacks have the put-in. And let's see if they can reduce something from here. It's in centre field. Remember, the All Blacks have 2 replacements on the field. Frano Bodiger on for John Schuster, and Bernie McCarhill is there for Joe Stanley. Wasn't a good transfer to Deans, but Kirwan has tidied it up. All Blacks still have control of it. Steve McDowell, as he so often does, plays at halfback. Whoops, Grant Fox caught from behind, but there was no advantage there. The referee was playing advantage. Argentina were offside. So Kirwan rushes in, takes the tap, and away we go again. Richard Lowe, 5 metres in All Black, at least in Argentina's territory. Ball handed up to Shelford. There it is now for Deans. Fox up to Bodica. Good transferring here. Oh, dear me. Another thumping tackle put on poor old John Gallaher, but away goes Terry Wright. Now it's a kick and chase. Coming down near the 22. Falls for Deans. Inside the 22, Bruce Deans. Coming on the All Black side, Shelford. Up to Kirwan, Jones. Michael Jones. And Michael Jones does it again. And that's his second for the day. And the All Blacks have scored 10 tries in the Test match this afternoon. Well, it just came from consistent pressure there from the All Blacks. They kept winning the rucks and the mauls. And the big crowd on the bank, the embankment here at Carisbrook, are delighted once again. Terry Wright, the kick and chase. And the All Blacks were up there to put the pressure on. And look for Michael Jones. He's been there or thereabouts. Initially it was Bruce Deans who made a little burst, and Jones wasn't too far away. The ball might have been just rolled forward a little there, I think. However, now Kirwan, here's Jones, and that's 1 tackle beaten, 3 tackles beaten. Jones scores the try. Fox has done adding the extra 2, and the All Blacks are 60-3 ahead.
Well, here it comes again, and Jones was very lucky here. He should really have been bowled, but great balance too. He weaved and dummied and found it very easy to go in. Getting very easy now for these good forwards.
Kicked out. Michael Jones, his 2nd try this afternoon, his 6th in Test. The kick was successful by Grant Fox. Look at that scoreline. The All Blacks are away again. Oh, an intercept, and here comes Fabian Tunes, just like Roger Thomas. He's intercepted and scored. So there's something for the Pumas. That's a rarity, you know. They played 4 tests last year and scored only 1 try from a pushover. Look at this. Here it is again. Out to Fox. Tunes up in the back line. And away he goes. Chased by Bernie McCarhill. But the try is there for the Pumas. And that one, Earl Curlin, is against the run of play. I think we can say there was some surety.
Well, actually, they've been up very flat all day, the Argentinian backs, and that was just a rather loose lobby pass, and of course he latched onto it. It was very easy. But it was good to see that the All Blacks were at least again still moving the ball inside their own quarter, and you can always expect that.
Look at the crowd coming onto the field. I think everyone wants to get on the big screen. The charge is on. Clive Norling is in control. He's going to wait and see what happens. There's a minute to go. Kids all over the park wanting to be like All Blacks. So the game is going to restart for just a few more seconds. 60 points to 3. Will there be any more points? 60 points to 9, I should say, with that runaway converted try for Fabian Turnes. Well, there may be more points. There could be a tap and run here from New Zealand. McDowell up, man in front.
That will be full time.
Well, that's it. Full time. The end of a game in which New Zealand cleaned out the Pumas well and truly by 60-9. Argentina had the last say, but there it is. Those of you who took New Zealand to win by 50 points, you've won the money. 60 points to 9, and this remarkable All Black machine keeps rolling on.